Hi there, welcome to Canon Psychology, and I'm Cassandra Cannon. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and an EMDRIA approved consultant. And I wanted to talk a little bit about a big problem that I had and that I see in a lot of new clinicians when it comes to actually treatment planning around your client's clinical presentation, especially when you're using EMDR as one of your main interventions. In the initial trainings, you're really focused on that initial standard protocol, which in the overall sequence of things, that's phases 3 through 8 for EMDR. But before you even get there, you need to know which target you're actually going to address first, or in what order you address the targets. And that's phases 1 through 2 of EMDR. And so one major thing to understand is if someone's coming in and they've just got one big trauma that they want to address, car accident, I'm not going to start naming others. I don't want to activate anyone. But if they come in with like one or two big events, that's pretty simple. You can just target those events. But many people, and for me, because I do a lot of complex work, they're not coming in for one event. They've had very long-term experiences and incidents with even different types or clusters of trauma. And so it's important first to understand how you choose targets and then how you sequence those targets. And so reminding you that a target is that memory, incident, and in some cases, even like a cluster that you address, and then which targets you choose when. And we go through that in detail. I have a 2-hour CE course that's self-paced on target selection and sequencing and how it slots into your master treatment plan. But briefly today, I want you to understand that as you're doing your initial evaluation, your initial interview with someone, you're keeping an eye out for not only the big events that need to be addressed, but in my mind, I'm clustering. I'm clustering physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, neglect is something that a lot of clinicians overlook and a lot of clients don't understand that neglect actually is very, very impactful. And in my personal experience, it actually takes longer to treat and address because without attachment to at least one, hopefully it's a caregiver, but at least someone, that attachment creates this foundation of your house, so to speak. And so looking out for which clusters need to be addressed and how they connect to your client's present day symptoms. And they might not often connect that. On occasion, you might hear someone say, and this is when my drinking got really bad, or this is when my panic attacks got really bad. That is, okay, that's really important for me to notate and consider as being a part of a cluster or something on the master treatment. So today, the big thing I wanted you to understand is in more complex cases, you need to select targets and then you're going to sequence said targets. And I also have a digital download that's available to you that's target selection. It's a handout for clients and a handout for you. So if you want to, you can give that to your clients and have them fill it out before a session. If it's too activating, I tell them don't don't do it, but if you feel like you're up for it, please bring that, and that helps. That can help you really have a streamlined way to begin target selection, and then I have a separate handout to help you with sequencing as to why you're gonna choose this cluster of targets versus this cluster of targets. And you may or may not be aware, but there's different, protocols around why you would sequence what, when. And again, that's also in my continuing education course. I hope this overview of the importance of selection and sequencing has been helpful to you, and I hope to see you around. Thanks.